for those who don't know, I mean, so he owns the Okamoto kitchen truck, the
My
food
wife
truck.
and I, yes.
Huh?
My wife and I, yeah.
Oh yeah, you and your wife, and I believe she's the cook.
She's the chef.
She's the chef. She's okay. So she's the chef. So before we start talking about the truck, I mean, before the truck even happened,
sure,
you were a big fighting game player, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us about like how did you start? I'm assuming Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're way back. Okay.
For sure.
I mean, we're talking about one.
Even before Street Fighter, I mean, I was a huge like Capcom fan. I mean, back in the day, it was basically Capcom, Nintendo, Sega, Taito. You know, those are the those are the companies we grew up with. So there was just one arcade in Westminster. They basically had like location tests for like Capcom games. It's back in like the mid 80s, early 90s, and we're going there to play Strider, Ghouls and Ghosts, like 1943 UN Squadron, which was tough. Like the area Hachiju Haji, you know, like game.
Yeah.
Then after that, Street Fighter 1 was pretty big on the way back from junior high. I'd always like play that with friends after school, and yeah, we were addicted to that game until you figured out, you know, Shoryuken just basically ruins the game.
Yeah, once you do that and you're done.
That's pretty much.
So back then, okay. So another question, because I mean, I didn't play Street Fighter 1 when it first came out, but I played it, and it's very difficult to do in like a Shoryuken, a Tatsu, or even a Hadouken, right? Yeah. So I mean, like, were you able to pull it off?
Yeah, well, I mean, at first, it would, like, what happened is, like, we'd be playing it, come by accident, and we'd be like, whoa, how'd you do that? And then, like, a crowd would gather around, and we're, like, sitting there like jerks, like, trying to, like, figure out for, like, you know, like, the next, like, you know, 10, 15 minutes. But then, like, we figured out you just kind of, like, you know, rub and, like, press the button.
And eventually
you start getting, like, Shoryuken, you know, just nonstop. So that pretty much, the game. Yeah, that just, like, messed up the game. But eventually, Street Fighter 2 came out, and we were going to that same location test place, and we saw it. This was like basically like 2 weeks before it even was released anywhere. And we already were in love with the first game, and now we saw, back then it was just Ryu and Ken, the first one, and then obviously Sagato and Adon, but they weren't playable characters.
Yeah, you could only play this.
We saw all the 8 characters, Guile, Dhalsim, Blanca, and we're like, wow, who are these guys? And we just like fell in love immediately. And this is in Beach Warner. We live in Sherman Oaks at the time in Encino. And we would drive like an hour every day for like the first like, you know, week until like the next closest arcade got it. And you know, back then, I mean, it was just like, even from the get-go, even the beta test, I mean, the game just drew ridiculous crowds, you know. And my local arcade, which is a Family Fun Arcade in Northridge, is gone now. It's one of our stomping grounds. And back then, I told the guy that worked there, I'm like, look, you got to get this game. It's going to be the biggest game of all time. They're like, yeah, we'll see how it does. You know, so. Of course, yeah.
Everyone started playing it. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
And like, yeah, and then now we were talking about it earlier, how like, you know, Street Fighter blew up and like fighting games became a really big thing, and then it kind of died off because of like, you know, rhythm games and other type of arcade games. But there's a huge resurgence. I mean, everyone's playing. I mean, everyone's the talk of the town with like the FGC now. Especially it's become a little more e-sporty. And I know there's a huge that's another topic. But I mean, like, you know, whether it's a Street Fighter or a Tekken or a Dragon Ball or you know, an anime fighter like Guilty Gear or BlazBlue, you know, and it's great seeing anime fighters getting some spotlight, because some anime fighters, like Guilty Gear is your favorite game of all time. Yeah. You know, and Blaze, like, what Guilty Gear and BlazBlue are known for are their, besides their very anime nature and aesthetic, like, execution is very hard. Like, each character has a gimmick to them, and the difficulty of learning a lot of the moves and combos is, you know, it's
a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's the wide range of, like, you have the, like, execution wise, it's tough, and it's great to see events like Red Bull, especially because they used to do just Street Fighter and Tekken, but now it's really cool to see them highlighting a game like Guilty Gear now. So I'm curious, like, so you never played any ARC title, right? Whether Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, or whatever is there any reason why you just didn't have time, or like, because you also played other games besides Street Fighter, like you played Virtua Fighter, you played Tekken, so you like, and that's completely different because it's a 3D fighter. Is it just that accessibility, or
No, not really so much that. I mean, you know, generally the type of person I am, whatever it is, whether it's gaming or learning something, learning Japanese, or visual effects, some of the other stuff I do, I like to go deep, and I like to focus on, you know, one or two things. If I find something I really like, I like kind of gravitate towards it. I just want to get as good as I possibly can at that.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, sure, like when in the heyday of Street Fighter, we were playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Virtua Fighter, everything. You know, a lot of Tekken Tag. You know, back in like 96, 97. But then it's like you want to get good at something. I mean, you can't just be like a generalist. Like, you know, 50 different games. I mean, it's going to be really, really tough to get anywhere.
To get good at every single
I mean, that's what, like, I mean, our mentality, we came from, like, the competitive aspect, like, from the get-go. So we just wanted to win. I mean, we're, like, playing in tournaments for weekends for, like, $25, and we just wanted to beat the heck out of the other guy. We didn't care about the money. It was just really about winning. And we would do anything it took. You know, we'd study that matchup for like a week straight until the next tournament rolled around. But again, that goes back to just going deep with whatever. And you know, I mean, part of it is like ego, and not just me, but a lot of us, like back in the day, it's like we don't want to like get into like a new game and then, you know, just get bodied in seconds. You don't really know the mechanics. So
that's true.
Obviously, you want to, like, you know, spend the time that it's going to, like, you know, take to learn to be safe and to learn how to, like, properly combo and, you know, all the characters' moves list and all sorts of stuff. So there's just a lot of work, you know, and especially like the Arc System games. I mean, they're incredibly deep. I mean, each character. I mean, just like the depth is amazing. I haven't played myself, but I have watched it, and like a good friend of mine, you know, is really, really into BlazBlue. So. You know, watching the game, I could see how much work it would take to become proficient at it. And that's the thing. I mean, I see like a lot of people. It's like they might be like you know, standoffish because they know what's going to be required to get to like that level. So I feel that some people they'll take like a certain path, like, okay, let's stick with this or let's stick with that, and then just, you know, get good enough.
What I always hear about people who try like Guilty Gear or BlazBlue is that there's always, you know, there's universal mechanics. There's the buttons, and then you have to learn, besides learning just matchups, you also have to learn the sub-mechanics of said character, you know, and I think that's pretty daunting, learning like multiple things, but I mean, we're gonna have Xanthi, who's played the game already a bit, and Gerald, who hasn't played the game at all. We're gonna be having them play later, I don't know. Maybe Xanthi's gonna body you. Like, you know,
possible.
She has more experience. I don't know how much, but
definitely a good sport about it.
So
at least these days,
it'll be fun. But before that, let's. I'm sorry. Do you want to?
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, do you have a favorite character to play right now, or do you just?
Not yet. Like I said, I've only got
Batista.
through like the.
The story.
I mean, it's a given.
It's gonna be weird for me.
It only recently came out. So,
It's gonna be weird for me because Batista, like my first experience with the character is hearing her voice. If I play Batista, I'm just gonna be like, you know, picturing Xanthi, you know, like.
It's her in the dress with the angel crimson wings shooting. But I think that'll be fun. But before that, let's talk a little bit about food. So how so I go to a lot of conventions, you know, usually doing some of my YouTube stuff, and whenever I walk out, I always see our truck, you know, the crimson red Okamoto kitchen truck, and it's really hard to get some of your food because the lines are always ridiculously long.
Well,
and you know, and that probably means that it's really good. So but yeah, so I mean, how did that start? And did you always figure out like what was, because you always go to these anime shows? Was that always like a plan to go to anime shows or events, or was it just, did it kind of evolve into that? Because I know your mascot is like is like a made some waifu design, and it's so I mean, was that always the plan, or like how did that come to fruition?
Well, I mean, I like to stick to what I know, and the two things I really know are anime and video games. That's what I was born from. It's what I've been doing since I was like 5 years old.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, it would have been. I don't really want to venture into things I don't know too much about. So, like when it came to the brand, you know, my wife and I, she's been cooking since she was 5 years old. She's an incredible chef, and you know, she can make all sorts of different stuff. The thing is about, you know, Okamoto Kitchen and what we're doing, we're making a specific type of food. We're making Japanese food that appeals to a Western audience, rather than just straight up Japanese food, rather than, you know, sushi, chicken, teriyaki, tempura. You get that anywhere. There's no point for us to do it. So I think I mentioned before that when I was going to school in Japan, one of my favorite things was chicken nanban, which is famous in the Miyazaki Prefecture of Japan. And
explain that to people who like me. Who explain that? What's
chicken nanban? It's like basically like a deep fried, sort of like like a tempura style batter for like a teriyaki, like a chicken thigh.
Okay.
Right, and then it's sliced. There's like a sour teriyaki sauce. It's different than like standard teriyaki sauce. It's specific for like the nanban.
Okay.
And then there's tartar sauce on the side with shredded cabbage and rice. That's the original chicken nanban. Very
good.
tasty.
Yeah.
I was hooked on that thing, man. I'd have it at least like twice a week. It was like crack. Not that I've ever done crack, but just saying. So
it's like video games.
Exactly.
It's really addictive. It's very
just
addictive.
like video games.
Yeah.
So basically, and this is back in like 2001, 2002, and like eating this dish, like man, it's like there was no such thing like this like back in the States. If Americans knew about this, they would love it, guaranteed. So one of our dishes is chicken. We call it the nanban, which came from the name nanban. We just did a little wordplay on it. It's the exact same. It's the exact same ingredients, but instead of just doing a plate, we do a sandwich. It's easier to eat on a food truck, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So that's basically. That's one example. Another example is we do house fries with katsuo togarashi.
I've tried
that. Call it Japanese barbecue, and it intentionally tastes like like standard like barbecue seasoning for like chips, and we do that because that's a flavor somebody might be already familiar with over here, but there's katsuo like bonito in it, so they taste it like, oh, this is so familiar. They don't realize they're eating bonito. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they're being introduced to like a Japanese ingredient or Japanese flavor they might not have tried before or known about.
Okay.
So those types of things are examples of like the dishes we want to do and what sets us apart from everybody else. So with Chizuru, back to what you originally asked me. I mean, this is what we wanted to do, is something completely different. And for our truck, I mean, wanted to stick to like anime, gaming. We had an artist design Haru-chan. Her name's Haru Umesaki.
Oh, okay. So that's
our waifu.
Yeah,
right?
got it.
And we've developed some other characters since then. But that's pretty much it. Just started going to like gaming events, anime events, and people obviously like know me in the community. People like have known me since like the 80s and 90s. So it's not like, I mean, we're like posers, just trying to get into like capitalize on the scene. It's something we'd be doing anyways.
Of course, yeah. And if for those who don't follow them on Twitter or any social media, you call yourself the FGC truck.
That's right.
So that's very cool. And when I follow you, and there's sometimes you retweet and post up a lot of FGC things, and obviously your mascot is a anime character. So yeah, it's really cool that you put in a lot of your interests and the hobbies and passion and stuff into your food. In the business. So that's very, very cool. Yeah.
So does your wife and you, do you guys come up with recipes together?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned we were talking before the stream. Your wife is Japanese,
yes.
right? And so I'm pretty sure she's very familiar with like Japanese cooking. So like, did you have to like did you have some input in like Western food, and like did you guys kind of like collaborate, or like how does your recipes like get
Absolutely.
developed?
I mean, most of it is collaboration for us because if it was up to Chizuru, she'd just be eating natto and rice every day, And
natto and rice?
As much as, I can eat natto, it's not really like weird for me, but I don't like wake up like, oh my God, I really have to have natto right now. She does,
Oh, wow, okay.
She does,
Natto is fermented beans, and it's very kind of gooey.
Yeah.
It's got this
I've tried it once, and
looks like,
it's
really good for you.
Yeah, apparently it's really good for me. There's a lot of things that are also really good for me that I don't. I don't know. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. I had a Japanese friend who was eating natto with rice, and I'm like, "What is that? Oh, it's really good for you." I tried it, and it just caught me off guard.
Yeah, it definitely catches you off guard.
Then but I mean, I'm willing to try it again. Yeah, everyone tells me like, "Oh, natto was great," and I'm like, I had a bad experience. Maybe because I just got caught off guard, but.
Generally, I mean, we'll like the thing. I mean, she's obviously got a Japanese palate. I've got an American palate with the appreciation for Japanese food. I love Japanese food.
Right.
So, in a sense, I have a good idea of what like American people might like. But we try to like have like sort of references on some dishes. Like for example, we've got a chao shu sandwich, which is like
I've tried that too. That's good.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's let's see. Basically, braised chao shu pork belly. It's tied up, sake, soy sauce, rice wine, sugar, boiled in a giant pot till the fat starts falling off. And yeah, we just basically like slice it in rounds, then put a ichimi mayo, red ginger, sesame seeds, green onions, and it's on a rice bun. So that is actually derivative, like the inspiration for that is tonkotsu style ramen. You know, it's not a ramen, but if you look at old school like tonkotsu ramen, you'll see the red ginger, the sesame seeds, the green onions, some of the common denominators, and it has a similar type of flavor profile. So when you're eating it, you want to feel like you're eating like tonkotsu ramen without the ramen. So those are some ideas that we come up with, you know, and we'll like, you know, kind of go back and forth with what do you think of this? She came up with okonomi fries. That was one of her ideas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, again, that's sort of like a gateway drug to like okonomiyaki or takoyaki. Again,
gateway video games.
Don't do drugs.
Gateway video games.
This is the second time. Don't get scared.
Video games are addicting, just like the So, yeah, that's very cool. Again, if anyone, while we're on the subject of Gerald and Okamoto Kitchen, if anyone has any questions, yeah, feel free to chime in the chat. We'll have Gail or ArcMod pick a couple of them out. But one guy or somebody said, "Will there be a truck at AX?"
Both trucks are AX.
Both trucks. So you guys have two trucks.
AX. Yes, two trucks. Yes.
Okay, and so you're so obviously you go to a lot of you know, anime conventions and events, video game FGC events or whatever. Obviously you also have your trucks elsewhere when when there's no events going on. Well, what would be your turf? Like like how far do you guys go? What areas in the Southern California do you guys go often? Where can people like find you guys? You know, when they want to try you guys out, or you know.
Well, generally Los Angeles area, greater Los Angeles area, Ventura County, sometimes San Bernardino, sometimes Orange County. We try to go to like, you know, like just Asian events that, you know, people would appreciate our food.
Okay.
You know, 626 OC
Night
Night
Market.
We're heading up to NorCal Night Market at the end of July.
Oh, wow, that's quite the trek.
Yeah, it is quite a trek. It's going to be a fun adventure. That's the farthest we've been up north.
Have they ever had like one of those night markets up in NorCal, or was
this is actually their first one.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So really excited to see how it turns out. But again, it's like, I mean, for us, we want people to experience like our food. You know, I mean, we're not going super high end. You know, it's like right in the middle. It's not like bottom end. It's sort of like right in the middle around like, you know, Chipotle and those like areas. I mean, I don't want to say Chipotle exactly, but you know, in that price range, you know, we put
in terms of price.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, let's get into the questions. You have a couple here. So this first question is from BC4F.
Sure.
What is your favorite anime? This. Okay. What is your favorite anime?
Megazone 23 Part 2.
I don't know what that is.
That came in. That's an old one. It's 83 or 84.
83, 84.
And the artist is Umetsu Yasumi. Right. This is one of his like first big works, like back in the day. A lot of really awesome animators worked on that, including you know, like Shoji Kawamori did like the Macross designs.
I'm very familiar.
Yeah, so Shinji Aramaki, a good friend of his, you know, designed like all the mecha for Megazone 23. It's a really, really cool story, and one of the things I loved a lot. Another one would be Gatchaman.
Gatchaman.
I was watching that on Channel 11 when I was 5 years old. You know, you can't get away from that. You know, you grow up with it, and everybody obviously has whatever's dear to them. But for me, it would probably be those.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, do you have do you watch any anime now? Any recent ones? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we were watching when they started doing the TV series of Berserk again, but like the quality started falling off a little bit, unfortunately.
Berserk is like my favorite manga of all time.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, it is really, really great. I mean, the films were just fantastic.
The 3 films?
Yeah. But, you know, Kill la Kill, just, you know, standard stuff, Shogeki no Soma.
Okay. Cooking animes.
What's up?
The cooking anime.
We watch a little bit of it. I mean, you know, I kind of got turned off. Tokyo Ghoul, watch that. Yeah, I mean, just whatever we have time to that we find interesting. One Punch Man is probably like, you know, one of the
so
greatest,
good.
Yeah,
so good.
One of the greatest anime in a very, very long time because it's so refreshing. It's not like everything else.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of anime these days, it follows like a certain like style or like wave, whereas like, you know, they're going in this direction, then One Punch Man's like going a completely different direction. That's what I think. I mean, when you find something like that, it's really, really refreshing.
Oh yeah, and since we're on the topic and it's not very specific to you or your food truck, I want to extend the question to Xanthi. Well, I mean, what do you have a favorite anime or anything that you're currently watching?
Well, I also loved One Punch Man, and Yes, I was really happy to be like a really tiny part of it.
What were you?
I was the emergency alert voice.
Really?
And all these little bit characters, but so I got to be a tiny part of it, and I love One Punch Man so much. And also, Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun is one of my favorite animes that I watch over and over again whenever I'm feeling down.
Okay. Eugene, do you have anything your favorite anime or anything you're currently watching?
Yeah, like something that I always go back to, like something really old. Is I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Cyber. Have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cyber is like my favorite, hands down, of all time. I just love that like gore, like punk sort of biopunk, I guess.
I see.
But something recent that I really liked, I like Kakegurui a lot.
That show is crazy.
Yeah, I just love that crazy like real facial expressions. They just do it really well.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Do I need to check it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about this girl that like she's like really crazy into gambling, and then there's a school that's like all about gambling, and the student council like just
That sounds cool.
controls the whole school system
Mhm.
based on gambling. You don't even study, you just like gamble, and it like determines your future basically. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're just facial expressions. when
That's what
you
you're currently
lose
watching?
Or like, huh?
That's what you're currently watching?
No, I've
Or
already
is it-
watched it before.
Oh, okay.
But
So-
it's just one of my favorites,
favorites.
in the recent days. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
What about you, man?
What about me?
Yeah,
So my favorite anime / manga of all time, is Hajime no Ippo. It's a boxing anime, and I always tell people like, you know, because some people are like, yeah, I'm not into sports games, or I'm not into like sports anime, or just sports in general. I like, but every person that I've introduced to that show or manga like fell in love. It's super good, and you don't even have to be into boxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite of all time. For Ippo, but
What do you think of the remake? Did you like it?
the remake
Yeah.
of the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I think I've even played the games like Victorious Boxers and everything. So I mean, like anything Ippo, I'm like super into.
Nice.
And then there's Berserk. I love the manga. And I watched the show before. I needed more, so I ended up reading the manga, and it wasn't. I liked how the three movies came out. The first arc.
Right.
Yeah, but the recent is just it was.
It's hard to watch, you know. Cause, I mean, it's like,
because-
oh my god, it was so good. What happened?
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't. I don't want to talk about that, I guess. but Berserk, Hajime Ippo, and I even though this is like, you know, this Death Note, I still like Death Note. I thought it was genius, but yeah, I guess those are like my favorites. And I just currently watched My Hero Academia. I'm not usually into like shonen stuff. But yeah, I got hooked the first day, and then I watched the entire thing up to date. It's for like I think I watched it in like 3 days.
It's a sign of a good show. It just like pulls you in. You just can't help yourself, you know.
But yeah, so yeah, that we went on a little tangent there. But yeah, thank you so much for that question, BC4F. Next question is from Mindblade. Does he deliver to Wisconsin?
Oh wow! Well, we're working on that definitely. You know,
Okay.
it's in the books. You know, one of these days, maybe we'll do like carrier pigeon or whatever. I don't know, whatever we have to do.
Yeah, who knows?
Make
Like
it
I know like Amazon and some other things they're doing the drones. I don't know how that's turning out. I just remember
Drone
they're
over,
planning
yeah.
to yeah.
We are
Who
trying
knows?
to
That-
head out to the East Coast.
Okay.
We're trying to get to some events over there within the next year.
Oh, cool.
I mean, obviously not with the truck. We'll do like pop-ups, like booths. But that's definitely in the cards right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's like the goal of opening like some type of restaurant is to expand everywhere and have everyone try your food, right?
Yeah.
So.
Without going crazy. I mean,
Going crazy, yeah. I mean, eventually, who knows? Who knows? Like, you know, but yeah. So yes, Wisconsin, they're maybe, right?
Sometime in the future.
Sometime in the future, yeah.
We have to drop it from the plane on the way to New York.
There you go. Next question. This is also from BC4F. Best dish to order at your food truck. I already know the answer to this.
Okay.
He's
I
gonna
want to hear your answer first.
my answer. Depends on what you're in the mood for.
Okay.
Right? Right? So yeah. So
It's a very, very safe answer.
yeah, because I've tried 3 things. I've tried the fries.
Okay.
The katsu burger, right?
Katsu
it was
burger,
it was that and there was one more. It was kind of a very gooey kind of like bowl thing. I wasn't sure. I think it was like beef with on top of rice or
Gyudon? It's like gyudon, beef and rice.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the all 3 were really good. So, but yeah, I guess it depends on your mood. But like,
Yeah.
what is your personal favorite?
I would honestly recommend the katsu curry sandwich.
Okay.
There are some people that aren't into like Japanese style curry, but if you do like Japanese style curry, it is a really, really good sandwich. So katsu curry sandwich, if you go to like Japan, you could find it in pretty much every konbini there is. But it's a low end version. It's like a really, really tiny piece of like thin piece of bread with like razor thin katsu and then curry. We just basically make a gourmet version of that exact same dish. So nice brioche bun, nice thick cutlet. Our curry is it's a 40-hour veal stock. Like basically 3-day process just to make the curry. And it's really, really flavorful. Got a nice profile. So I would recommend that if you like Japanese curry. If not, the karage, or we call it JFC. Some people don't want to pronounce karage, or they're scared. So that's why
they might pronounce it karaj, right?
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if somebody's scared to pronounce something, they might just not even order it. And we don't want to risk that.
So Japanese fried chicken, right?
Yeah,
JFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to pronounce ramune as ramun and stuff like that. So I mean. But I get it.
We don't want anybody to feel bad or feel embarrassed. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah. So there you go. The sandwich, right? The katsu curry sandwich. Okay. So thank you again, BCF, for the second question. And Mindblade has an so Mindblade again ask him if he will ever try Guilty Gear Xrd. So will you ever try Guilty Gear Xrd?
If I have time, absolutely. I mean, BlazBlue is awesome. Guilty Gear. I mean, there's so many great games. It's just really a matter of like finding the time and getting enough time to going deep. I don't want to just like just scrub out and just get beaten up by like you know what I mean. So you want to be at least somewhat respectable.
It's a competitive nature.
Yeah,
right?
You can't help it. I mean, it's just
you
like
play a game and you just want to get at least get your foot in the door and just know combos and be solid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Mindblade, for that other question. Okay, this is from Busta Wolf. Fiddle Fury reference.
I think you skipped one.
Did I? Oh no, I did. I'm sorry. Easy Duster. Is there gonna be a theme for the truck at AX this year? I know the answer because we were talking about
yes.
Yeah, but would you like to?
There will be. I can't talk about it just yet, but for one of the trucks, yes. For the other,
good thing I didn't say anything then, because I was actually gonna say something and I figured you should say it, but good thing we didn't say anything.
Don't get me busted.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. So yes, there will be a theme for AX this year. Keep a lookout. There'll also probably be an announcement on Twitter or something, correct? Yeah.
As far as I know, yes. So
okay, cool.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
AX is next week.
AX is next week. Busta Wolf, Okamoto Kitchen. Will you be at Evo? Oh, it's a good question.
We would love to. I mean, if we had the opportunity, we'd be there in a second. We'd cancel anything else we had to make it to Evo. I mean, it's really just about the invite.
Okay.
If Markman could hook it up.
So if Markman, if you're still watching, hey Markman, you just said you love me and you love Gerald. So I love Gerald. I love their food. We should all love your food. Well, I don't know if you have tried the food there, but we all love you. So, Mark. There it is.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, man.
I don't even know if he's not watching. I'm gonna clip that and send it to him. So there you go. So maybe. Thank you for asking, Busta Wolf. That is a maybe. And this is from Narcop and Carrie. If you invented a dish inspired by BB Tag, what would it be? And the ARC cops are watching.
ARC cops are watching.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think maybe, with like just the different universes, like putting together a dish is kind of similar to what we're doing. It's not exactly just Japanese or American. It's sort of like, like taking stuff from like all over and, combining and coming up with like sort of like East meets West. I think maybe it'd be a lot of fun. I would probably have to talk to the chef and, give her like the idea, and then, the juices will start flowing, and then she comes up with a couple ideas, and that's pretty much how we go about that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe if we get the opportunity, I mean, you guys will get to find out. Who knows?
Oh yeah. So all right. Well, I think that's about it for the questions. I think it's time to make everyone watching jealous of food. So there's a box here. I don't know if you could see it. Oh yeah, you can kind of you can see it here. So this treasure chest is filled with some of your food.
Yes.
So please bring some out, and then let's talk about what you have here for us.
Okay.
Oh wow!
So we got a couple things. Yeah. All right.
I know Carrie and Mikey are probably watching. They're somewhere around. If I know they want to try some food. Gail could also try some out here. But yeah, let's
So our team put this stuff together, so I don't exactly know what's in here. I'll just kind of walk you through it as I open it.
It smells so good. Okay. So
okay.
hey, let's move some of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna move them over here, and I'll move it out of the way, and then maybe we could use the tabletop cam also.
Sure.
Oh my god.
All right.
Nice.
So first, this looks like some karaage. We've got two orders
JFC.
of karaage here.
We got some karaage here.
Or JFC.
Mm-hmm.
JFC.
You don't want to say karaage, that's totally fine. We've got another word for you, which is called JFC. So
JFC like
two orders of
KFC.
that.
All right.
J.
I'm switching to cable cam.
Okay,
Alright,
cool.
Oh, can you get that fork?
The fourth? Oh yeah, we got forks here. Okay.
And we're gonna show everybody what's here.
Okay.
Okay. So Gerald,
Yes.
It's empty.
Thank you.
look at that right here.
Oh.
Smells so good.
Oh.
I want to take this piece here. Oh. Whoop.
Alright,
So
I'm
this
about to eat
dish usually comes with either lemon mayo
yum, yum,
or
yum,
Okamoto style sauce, which is garlic teriyaki glaze, sesame seeds, green onions. Today I think I don't know if they put that in there. Maybe it's in there somewhere.
This is delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna get you guys your own we're gonna get plates. So if you guys want to just put in the trays, I think that's the one thing we forgot. All right. So Yuji's stuck there. He's got no tray to put on. Next we have
I'm good.
katsu.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he's got a little smushed. I'm sorry about that, guys.
What's the
but
katsu
we got a
sandwich?
katsu sandwich and then a nanban sandwich, which is I think that's the nanban. Yeah. And that's
Look at the
based on the
size of
chicken
them.
nanban.
It's huge.
Huge.
Wow.
Nice.
I mean, there's definitely a good value. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, we use ingredients that aren't low-end ingredients. It takes time to make. We charge obviously a little bit more than like McDonald's or Carl's Jr.,
Oh, yeah.
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
So we have these two sandwiches. You guys just kind of knock yourself out with whatever. I think
I'll
we
have
got
you
some
guys-
curries
yeah.
in there. Do you need some tray to put food on, or
Yeah.
any of
I'm
you
gonna
guys?
move my notes here.
Kind of a makeshift tray. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
You want to show the chat the sandwich?
Oh yeah. Here.
Oh,
Let's,
okay, here are all the sauces. Here we go. Sorry about that.
let's
So
move
we
this over here.
got this is
What
Okamoto
is to
style
do?
sauce for the karaage,
Uh-huh.
or we have I don't think they added
Show the,
lemon. There's
Yeah,
another
Gerald, can you
karaage.
switch to the table camera? This is what the katsu curry sandwich looks like.
Again, can we switch to the table cam?
Yeah. Is it switch?
And yeah, there we go. Oh. Oh.
It's really meaty.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. It looks so good. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That is.
I'm going to your truck every day.
Destroy
man.
that.
Every day. Every single day. I'm going.
That's yeah. And this is the curry. This I'm gonna move the sauce.
There's the
By the way.
Okamoto curry.
Oh, Okamoto curry. Okay.
Yeah. So this is again, it's Ofu style curry. Ofu style curry is the original curry that was in Japan
Okay.
from the mid 1800s to the early 1900s before it got sort of like commercialized or easy to make at home.
Okay.
So that's the type of curry we make. It takes a long time. It's a pain in the butt, but it is worth it. It tastes very, very good.
Yeah, I need to learn how to make like proper curry. I've always I try so hard.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the spice blend, the roux, the chutney, the brown sauce,
Yeah.
the veal stock, it's all made from scratch. We don't use any pre-made roux or anything
Roux,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Whoever
good.
wants to try this one, I'm sure whoever likes the smell, I mean, it definitely smells really good.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah. Try it. Try it.
We got another one here for a
Okay.
backup, just in case.
Okay. Okay. I'll be trying them like maybe a little after the stream.
Sure.
or-
Oh, what's
yeah.
the this white?
So it's cheese, Gouda cheese, which is really common at the Ofu curry restaurants in Japan. That's like the common theme. So like the places in Tokyo, like called there's Petit Phare Le Champagne, Gavial, bondi, tomato. They all put Gouda cheese over the rice.
Interesting.
Because again, the original Japanese curry, it came from the UK. It came from British.
Ah.
Where in the spice trade, the British sailors would sail to India, and then they'd actually start adding like curry spices to their beef stews.
Okay.
And that's how it didn't come. Japanese curry didn't come from India. It came from like the British stews.
Oh well, I mean, like Indian curry tastes different
It
than
does,
Japanese. There's like, I call it like East Asian curry, but that's also different from like Japanese curry. And then there's like Thai curry, which is like more coconutty.
You gotta try it.
So
You gotta try it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so ready.
So actually, I think they add some, cutlet
some
for you
cheese.
guys to on top of the curry.
oh man, okay.
Yeah. So this, I think that's the last item.
This
in
is the
there.
price I pay for making Xanthi say pull my double trigger.
Yeah. You
Watching
gotta sit and
us
watch-
eat.
You gotta sit and watch us eat. Exactly.
So if you guys want, please help yourself. We got some, cutlet that goes like on top of the curry. That's one of the options that we offer.
Okay.
So.
Oh, so I dip this in
I'm
the
gonna-
curry.
You could just eat it with it
Try
and just
some
get
rice
some
with
curry
this.
on there or whatever you like, however you want to do it.
All right, I'm gonna try the katsu by itself first, and then I'm gonna dip it. Oh,
That was pretty good.
oh yeah, I was wondering how you were eating all this
No,
time.
so people were like, he has to eat. Yes, he's gonna unmask. He's gonna. I did. I just turned around. Yeah. But yeah, this is really good.
Very good.
Is there any more dishes?
I think we're all out for today. This is all I brought. But,
Okay.
definitely next time
Yeah.
we'll hook it up. We'll bring the entire truck and then try to get it into this room somehow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, just pull it in the garage.
yeah, just pull it in right here. We'll have it in the back. So would there be any possibility to somehow do some type of Arc Systems collaboration with you guys? Or?
We'd love to. I mean, for us, honestly, it's about like collaborating with like the brands that we like and the brands that make sense for us.
Okay.
That's really what it's all about. And I mean, we love supporting the gaming and anime community any way we can, being a part of it. If you guys want to see me get bodied at BlazBlue, let's do it. I mean, if that's gonna make you happy, I'll do it. I'll do anything.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, we'd love to. We'd totally love to.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for bringing some of this food. This is a lot of food. But yeah, we'll probably continue eating later. I know there's also Mikey and Carrie who are around, and Gail back there who probably wants to try some. But yeah, he's like he's like back there just like looking at him. But thank you so much for this. I guess yeah, it's time to play some BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. But we're gonna take a short break.
Try to eat some of this.
We're gonna eat a little more, and then we'll play some BB Tag Cross Tag Battle, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. And Gerald will be playing for the first time.
First time ever.
Xanthi is gonna totally destroy him because she already knows how to play.
It's Xanthi versus Gerald.
We'll see.
Yep, Xanthi versus
cool.
Gerald.
All right.
And then I don't know, maybe you and me. Maybe we'll go.
If I win, I get the wig though.
That's a super. This is a Super Saiyan form. You can't just do that.
Alright.
Depower him.
Go Xanthi!
Pressure's on.
But yeah, the Okamoto Kitchen is gonna be at Anime Expo. Xanthi she also has 2 panels. One on Saturday and one on Sunday that she can't say yet. Arc's gonna be there. We'll have merchandise. And I'll be there shooting my typical YouTube stuff. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with some BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. So we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.